Welcome to this psycho-philosophical spoken word internet series, Inalienable Paradise. This is aimed to providing stories and tactics to help people, even in the most traumatic and inescapable of circumstances, to help people with things universally accessible overcome such circumstances or feelings of terror, worthlessness, and helplessness. We hope we will provide the help that so many people need, and that you will find at least some value in this. Thank you. Friends, thinkers, wanderers of the mind, welcome back. This is Inalienable Paradise. Thank you for joining me today. It's a pleasure to be here to sit with this and to think through this together. I have been considering the fourth question in Byron Katie's method. Who would you be without that thought? It is a simple question, yet it moves in a way that is probably not familiar to many people, because it is a question about thinking that implies the thinker. It does not challenge what you believe in the way that a debate challenges an argument. It does not press against logic or reason. It does something more. It opens space. It shifts the center of gravity from what is thought to the one who is thinking. And it is there, precisely there, that something extraordinary happens. To talk about this significance, one first has to understand its place in the structure of inquiry. The first three questions: is it true? Can you absolutely know it's true? How do you react when you believe it? They operate at a certain level. They strip away assumptions. They force examination. They deconstruct belief and expose its mechanics. But the fourth question, this final turn, I feel very different. This really is $1 million question in my mind. It does not remain in the realm of the thought itself. Instead, it asks, if this thought is not here, what remains? This is not an academic exercise. It is not the kind of question that can be answered by reference or tradition. It is very direct. It demands a response not from knowledge, but from being. Sorry for how corny that sounds. One might ask why this question is needed. Why does it matter? We have all had thoughts we have mistaken for identity. Worry and resentment, longing and shame, and we have lived in them so long that they seem structural, fundamental. But are they? Is the person you are truly contingent upon these thoughts? Or is there something beneath them or beyond them? Most of us have asked some version of this before, though perhaps not in this exact words. And most of us have, in one way or another, found that we are more than the mind's contents. We know, at least in passing, that our thoughts are not the whole story, but to experience this directly is a little different. One might assume that answering the question is simply a matter of thinking in reverse. If my thought is one of fear, then without it, I must be fearless. If my thought is anger, then without it, I must be calm. But this is another distortive kind of thinking. This is an oversimplification. The absence of thought is not the opposite of the thought. It is not the reversal of a mental position. It is something else entirely. Let's take a moment. Think of something that troubles you, a belief about yourself, the world, or another person. Hold it in your mind. Let it take shape and take color, take sound, take reference, and then picture like a giant paintbrush and brushing it away, and then Really just, or you can picture, I prefer picturing like a void, a black hole getting larger and larger, engulfing all of it, the contents. And what is left? There is no single answer. And this is precisely the point. The fourth question does not prescribe. It does not tell you what you should feel. It does not offer you another thought to replace the first. It simply asks you to notice what happens when the mind's grasp on an idea or a attitude towards oneself loosens, when its attachment fades. The results are often unexpected. Without the thought, there may be relief. There may be quiet. There may be something ineffable, undefinable. Something that has been there all along but was previously obscured by various things. By daily stress, by emotions that were at some point too powerful to manage, or by cultural embellishments put in the mind. We know today that the mind is a machine of association. It constructs patterns, it strengthens them, and solidifies them. But what happens when you step outside the pattern? When you ask not whether a thought is true, but whether you exist apart from it. This is the significance of the fourth question, in my opinion. It is not about changing what you think, even. It is about changing what you recognize as yourself. It is not important, in my opinion, what you are thinking. It is who you are becoming by what you're thinking. The end. It's always that telic element, teleology, I believe is what it's called, by looking at the end rather than the cause, and prioritizing the end rather than the cause. When you see this, when I saw it, and when I truly saw it, the structure of belief can sometimes, I don't know, it can liquefy. It's not too solid, not too much of an immovable force. It is not necessary to fight with thoughts, to struggle against them, to engage in endless, just exhausting attempts to reshape them. You can simply recognize that they do not shape your body. Although they could, you can easily give them the power to not do that. The power to not shape your body, the power to not abuse your body, the power to not look at the entire world in a negative light. And when you see that, something becomes clear. You were never trapped. You were never limited. And you are free. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this installment of Inalienable Paradise. If you are in some need to talk with or connect with another person, my top resources would be 7cups.com and the Upper Room Crisis Hotline at 1-888-808-8724. And they are both free of charge. And I will top this off with a Carl Sagan adage: even through your hardest days, remember we are all made of stardust.